Check, check, check. Everything looks good on the sound. I'm gonna lower the volume of the music though. That right about there. Minus 15 look like. Let's go with minus 17.5 decibels on the music. Go ahead and switch scenes. Alrighty. Well, here we are again. We are going to do the return flight, which is our late night flight to Salt Lake. Scheduled departure times at 4:15, which is in a little over half an hour. So we have some time to get everything loaded up. Need a plan mode. We have more than enough time to get everything loaded up, actually. Let's go ahead and request refueling. How much fuel do we actually need? Oh, one thing I do want to do, I want to change some of the timings. Let's change 6 seconds per passenger. Yeah, 7 seconds per passenger. Sounds good to me. That's the boarding time I was messing with. It is a dark flight. There's somebody coming in to land. I hear the fuel truck, but I don't see him. Oh, there he is, over there. How much fuel are we loading? 17.7. Who's on final there? 737, it looks like. 700. I think that's 17 left. No, 16 left that he's coming in on. Now, does this guy hook up to the left or right side of the plane? Should be the right side. It's the right side. Alright, load us. Use custom refuel. Okay, 100% in both tanks. And probably about 1% in the center tank. 1.5. Yep, about that much. Alright, let's go ahead and hop in and start running the checks. Service interphone should be on. Both of those are nav. Yaw damper on. Fuel pumps off since they're refueling right now. Flip this over to Gen 1. Ground power. good. Window heat, anti-ice, hydraulics, air conditioning is all set. Alright. Everything looks good on this panel. Go ahead and flip our flight directors on. I'm going to set this to 250 in preparation for departure. There's a fly on my monitor. I don't know runway heading yet, so I'm going to leave that alone, because I actually don't know our departure heading. I'm going to set this to 20,000, I believe. Will be a good round number for us. I'm not sure what the top altitude is in Denver. I'll set this to 2,500. I fixed the flaps problem. Alright, they're fueling us up. Alright. Did I connect this? I did. Alright. Let's run through the pre-flight checklist.
Pre-start checklist.
Okay. Pre-start checks. Parking brake.
Okay, that's set.
Circuit breakers.
Is checked.
Safety checks.
Completed.
Oxygen crew supply.
Tested.
Tested. Emergency lights.
Armed.
Window heat.
Is on.
Pressurization.
Auto.
Display.
Normal.
Flight instruments.
Checked and set.
Flight director.
Oops, sorry, my fault.
Flight director.
It
is on.
I don't know why it's
Start
not registering.
lever.
Cut off.
Transponder.
Yes, off.
Pre-start checklist complete.
0. Alright, let's build our route real quick. Okay. We're departing Denver. And heading back to Salt Lake. Departure is going to be the Zimmer 2 departure. Unknown runway at this time. I believe in real life they're using 8 and 17 left, which gives me a long taxi. That airplane over there, if I look at SimBrief, he landed on 16 left. I could take off 7. That's a shorter departure. Winds are about 10 knots. Let's see. 120 at 5. I mean, I could take a tailwind departure and just take 25. It'd be a shorter taxi for us. Or I could do this slightly longer taxi to runway 8. I might do that, since that's the runway they're using for real. And that's what I planned for. So let's go ahead and select runway 8. Alright, from Bengi direct EKR. And then the arrival into Salt Lake is the Leahy 5. EKR transition. And I'm planning 16 right. Activate this. Performance initialization. Are they still fueling us right now? Nope, they're done. So our block fuel, 17.7, and that is loaded. We don't know the zero fuel weight yet. Reserves, 9.2. Cost index is 11. It's low on this flight. It was higher than that on the one over here. Cruise altitude, 360. Winds are 000 at 3. And ISA deviation plus 8. Climb speed. This slow, we're going to plan 260, and we'll probably just use climb. That'll get us up there quick. 0.78, since we had the lower cost index today. Our cruise speed on the nav log. 0.76. So 239. 239 slash 0.76 is the cruise speed. And descent speed, I'm going to say 270 slash. That should get us around about what cost index of 11 would be in the real one. Alright, we're done with that for now. What time is it? 3:43. Let's go to normal load. Gate is not ready and fueling is not complete. Well, fueling should be done pretty soon. They're probably just... Crew's ready for boarding. They're done putting fuel on. They just gotta secure everything out there. Alright, I want that center map, low range. Somebody else out there. Alright, let's look at the weather. There is some rain north of us, but shouldn't be any big deal. 120 at 5, favors 7 or 8. Visibility plus 10. Few clouds, broken. Temp is 8, dew point is 5. No precip, altimeter 3006. Alright, since we are climbing into cold air and there is visible moisture, we don't need to de-ice, but I will take off with the anti-ice turned on. Alright, they are ready to load. Go ahead and commit this flight. We are cleared to load. Let boarding. Oh, hold on. I did that in the wrong order. Reset that. Commit. Proceed. And now request boarding. You gotta be so precise in how you do it. Alright. Now they're putting packs on the plane. Let's take a look at the airport diagram. Underneath the ice. Let's look at the SID. What SID were we using? Zimmer 2. Zimmer 2. There it is. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at here? For runway 8, it's climb 083. Radar vectors Mugby. For all others, it is radar. Is it radar vectors, or is that just correct too? Let me bring this where I can easierly see it. 03. 263, turn right, direct Mugby. Okay, yeah, it's just direct Mugby for all of the runways. For us, it's 083. I might just eat the tailwind and take off 25. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll worry about that when it's closer to departure time. I'm gonna need the flaps 5. Actually, I need my takeoff power calculations. Let's look at what P6B is. I need a pressure altitude. Current pressure altitude for Denver is 5,200. I'll just round that up to 6. Alright, for our takeoff thrust calculation, full thrust is not authorized. We have to use either a D-rate or flex. Since I might take off with a tailwind, so let's go with only a 10% D-rate and just flex at 50. Let's just flex to 20. That's a 93% N1 for takeoff power. We're not that heavy tonight. We actually are pretty light for the most part. And for climb thrust, it will be probably about 85% N1. Actually, no, we'll go with 80 since it's a CI of 11. A pretty low one. Alright, I'm going to leave this right here in case I need to redo that calculation in the future. Now we're just waiting. 118 passengers. They're taking their precious time getting on board. It shouldn't take too long. It's not a full plane. A nice dark night. Oh, luggage is here. Alright, who's coming in behind us? Ooh, it's a Delta plane. An A319. He's landing on the runway I landed on earlier. It was a better landing than mine, too. My landing sucked. Alright, they're putting the bags on board. What's that flashing light? Oh, that might be a rail from one of the other runways. What's that flashing light over there? That's the runway lights, Rufus. They're roughly halfway done with boarding right now. Probably another 5 minutes, maybe. Might get off the gate early. That. In the name of getting us out of here early, I could go ahead and flip on the seatbelt sign. Go ahead and squawk mode C. Now we're just waiting. I'll go ahead and flip this to RTO.
Auto brake set to RTO.
Need that on flight controls. Oh, they are taking their time, aren't they? 64 packs on board. Roughly a little over halfway now. I still need to figure out what this number right here is. 21, 5th of May 22, 0355 Zulu. That's the current time. It's actually a little bit faster than current time, but oh well. 1612, Denver to Salt Lake. So what is that number? I'm sure it doesn't matter. Come on, gate crew. Snap the whip and get these passengers on board. Well, to be totally fair to them, they do have a bit of a walk to get from the terminal to the jetway. Because they gotta walk, the terminal light is right over there. They gotta walk down this bridge and then down the jetway. It's a bit of a hike, in all fairness. Yeah, it's a couple 100 feet. That's a lot to ask for passengers. Just waiting on the cattle to get on the plane. I think Let's see who's online on Twitch right now. Just for reference later when it comes time to raid somebody. Let's see. Ultrasaur, Pencil, Julia, and Rev are on. Julia's streaming The Sims. Ultrasaur is streaming Dinosaur Fossil, Pencil is music, and Nightfall Rev is The Sims. I got 2 people playing The Sims 4 right now. So it's between Julia or Rev, if they're still online when the stream's over. We're gonna raid one of them, probably. Maybe Ultrasaur. If she was playing DCS, and she usually plays DCS, I'd probably... I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in like an hour when it matters. $18 passengers to go. We might get off the gate early because it's still 15 minutes before pushback, or scheduled pushback, and they're almost done, so we might get out of here early, which is fine by me. We'll be starting engine 2 first, most likely. Just look at the Gen 2. Fuel pumps on. Now hold on. Let me do some reading real quick because I don't want a repeat of what happened on the first flight where my engines died on takeoff. So let's do some reading on how the fuel pumps work on this airplane real quick. Because I know they are a bit special on this particular aircraft. Okay, fuel pump crossfeed. Pumps off will be the wing tanks. If you have fuel pumps on, it will utilize fuel from the center tank. Generally, you want to utilize fuel from the center tank before the wing tanks, yes. Crossfeed doesn't need to be turned on because we don't have a discrepancy. With the crossfeed on, engines not utilizing fuel pump will draw from the wing tank with the largest fuel quantity. Crossfeed off, left feeds from left and right feeds from right. So, since we have fuel in the center tank, the pumps need to be on, that needs to be off. Alright, boarding is complete. Alright. Our actual zero fuel weight is 118.7. Just out of curiosity, what was the planned one?
Doors closed and we're ready.
Our planned zero fuel weight, 118.6, so we're 100 pounds heavier. So 118. 0.7 go there. Alright. We'll use flaps 5 for departure. And I did fix the flaps. So 118.7. We'll get our speeds on taxi out. Alright. Let's real quick bring up the airport diagram. Oh, and before I forget, there is a crossing restriction at Mugby. Wait a minute. Ralphie? There should be a waypoint there. M-U-G-B-E. M-U-G-B-E. Why is that not there? And there's a crossing restriction for it below 10,000. And then Ralphie is above 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, yeah, we shouldn't have any problem meeting these crossing restrictions. The top altitude is flight level 230. I think we're gonna take the tailwind today and take off on 26 or 25 or whatever it is. That's heading 263. It'll give me a shorter taxi. I don't know why I'm in such a rush. 263. Airport diagram, please. Alright, that's runway 25. 12,000 feet. That's plenty of room, even with a flex that we're using. Fairly short taxi, we just turn left on Golf Go all the way down. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and shut the doors. Alright. Beacon light on. And we could flip dome light off. Service interphone on. That's on. Okay. Alright. Before start checks.
Before start checks.
Okay, before start checks. APU.
Running.
Fuel sheet, fuel quantity.
Checked.
FMC.
Set and checked.
Takeoff data.
Reviewed set.
MCP.
Set.
Cabin signs.
That's on.
Doors.
Closed and locked.
Transponder.
Okay, that's set.
Beacon light switch.
Okay, it's on.
Due to icing conditions,
Before
please
start
stand
checks
by for
complete.
engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Alright. They want us to stand by on the engine start until after they've pushed us back due to icing conditions.
The aircraft is
Fine.
cleared to go.
We are cleared for departure.
Hello, Captain.
No
We're ready for
ATC
pushback.
online. I'll flip us over to advisory. 2200. Alright, we're good. Idle. I do need to set trim real quick. We'll go with
Locking gear.
2.5 on the trim. Sounds fine to me. Alright, we want nose left, tail right.
Departure check completed. Bypass bin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Parking brake off.
Parking brake off.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Alright, stand by on the engine start until after pushback. Start sequence is going to be 2 then 1.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake set.
Brake pressure up.
Alright, we're clear for engine start. Start number 2. Looking for 21% N2. Oil pressure rising. Too stable. Start number 1.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome aboard, and thanks for flying with Delta. Thanks for flying with Delta.
All of us at Delta contribute to safety.
And it's our first priority on every flight.
So before we depart, we'll be giving a brief safety
Oil pressure
presentation.
rising.
Okay, be sure all carry-on items are securely stowed in an overhead bin. And place smaller items under the seat in front of you. And ensure all aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas are clear. If you're sitting in an emergency exit, please review the responsibilities for
One stable.
emergency exit seating on the back of the safety information card,
Hands
which is
on.
in your seat pocket.
Are you willing and able to assist with the operation?
Good engine
of the
start.
exit if necessary?
Yes.
If you're unable to perform these functions, please let us know and we'll be happy to find you another seat. As we leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release the belt, just lift the top of the buckle.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened. Anytime
After start
the seatbelt
checks.
sign is
After start checks.
Okay, after start checks.
Please keep your seatbelt fastened. In case
Generator control switches on.
For everyone's safety, federal regulations
Pitot heat
require
on.
passengers to fly.
Anti-ice on. Air conditioning set. Recall checked. Auto brakes RTO. After start checks complete.
Go ahead and use my feet on the pedals.
There are 6 exits on this plane. 4 doors, 2 on each side, and 2 window exits over the wings. The forward doors have detachable sides that
Alright, do a quick flight control check. Flight controls to the left.
located in ceiling compartments at the front end.
To the right.
Is clear. Right is clear.
To the left.
All exits
Or
are
forward.
clearly marked with an exit sign.
Pull back.
However, if there's a loss of power,
Or
the
left.
cabin visibility is reduced.
Or to right.
Lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you to an exit.
Flight control check. Good.
Please take a moment to find the exits closest to you. And remember, they might be behind you.
Where is the
It's
ground
unlikely,
crew?
But if cabin pressure changes, the panels above your seat will open, revealing oxygen masks. If
I don't
this
see
happens,
'em.
reach up and pull a mask toward you until the tube is fully extended. Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over your head and adjust the mask if necessary.
Right, you
Breathe
should have
normally
unplugged by now,
until
so
the
the service
oxygen is
interphone can
flowing.
go off.
So don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping
Be
others.
clear.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are located under your seats in the main cabin.
Alright, he looks clear. I don't know where the hell he went, but
Life vests are either in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container
I
by
don't see
pulling on
him.
the tab and then opening the pouch.
Motherfucker
Slip the vest
disappeared, but
over
he's
your
not
head,
anywhere near the
wrap
plane,
strap
so-
around your waist and attach
Alright.
it to the buckle in front, and adjust loosely around
Press
your
switch to
waist.
continuous,
As
taxi
you're
light
leaving the
on.
plane, inflate the vest by pulling
Give
down
a little
on the
throttle and
tab
get
at
going.
the bottom of the vest, or manually inflate it by blowing
Parking
the
brake
tube
off.
shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. If necessary, we'll distribute and
117,
provide vests or
127, and
other
137 are our
flotation
speeds.
devices for children who weigh 35 pounds or less.
Now, before we take off, be sure your seat is upright. Your armrests are
Engine
lowered,
squeeze.
your tray table is put away, and all carry-on items are properly stowed. As we come through the cabin for our final safety check, please let us know if you have
Okay on the right.
Okay on the left.
Now would be a good time for everyone to review the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
On behalf of everyone at Delta Airlines, from our pilots,
Flight attendants,
Denver traffic, Delta 1612, taxi and runway 25 at Denver.
reservations, Sky Club ambassadors, and ticket and gate agents.
we want to thank you for paying attention. Now, as we prepare for takeoff, please relax and enjoy your flight.
Alright, we are clear of the ramp that flaps to 5.
Flaps 1, flaps 2, flaps 5.
And just to quick verify, I did fix the issue I was having. Yes, they are at 5. Alright, we're looking for taxiway Golf. Which is that one right there. We're on Alpha 5. Turn left onto Golf. A little quick here. Alright, cabin has completed the safety briefing. Taxi checks.
Taxi checks.
Okay, taxi checks. Taxi light switch, on. Flight controls, checked. Spoilers, idle. Flaps, flaps 5. Trim, set. Checklist complete.
A bit of an imbalance there. It's pulling from the wrong fuel tank for some reason. I'm gonna let it correct itself and then we'll take off. Okay. Imbalance has been corrected. Golf goes all the way to the runway. On. This back to the SID. A little bit useful to me. That's the runway right there. Go ahead and seat the flight attendants.
Cabin crew prepare for takeoff.
Okay, before takeoff checks.
Okay, before takeoff checks. Takeoff configuration, set. Auto throttle, armed. Recall, checked. Flight attendants, notified.
Hold short
Engine
line
start
right
switches,
here.
continuous. Transponder, set in TARA. External lights, on. Checklist complete.
Center up high. Centered here. Okay. This must be a page number. Alright. We are ready for takeoff. Cabin crew is seated. Throttle up. Then for traffic, Delta 1612 taking off runway 25 Denver. Entering the runway, strobe lights on.
Approaching 25.
Runway is verified. Landing lights on.
Runway 25.
Power check green. Take off.
Airspeed active. $80 knots.
Check.
100 knots. B1. Rotate. B2. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear going up. Auto brake off. Gear up and locked.
Okay.
LNAV. Alright, climb thrust. Delayed on getting it to climb thrust. Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Radio altimeter.
Alright, I'm gonna turn autopilot on. Whoop, 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 wrong way. Flaps up. After takeoff
Flaps
checks.
up.
After takeoff checks.
Okay, after takeoff checks. Landing gear, up. Flaps, flaps up. External lights, on. Air conditioning, set. Checklist complete.
Alright, we're below 10,000 at bug feet. Should be above 12,000 by route. We get traffic oncoming. It's 4,000 above and descending. If he's on an arrival into Denver, we should be deconflicted with him. I don't see him. Okay, I see him right here. He should be no factor. We'll be climbing above him. What is he? $767. He's heavier than us. Within 2 miles of him. Yeah, he's at our altitude now. I don't know why it's repeating the star or the SID. Alright, we can accelerate to 260 now. Looks like we'll meet the crossing restriction at all the waypoints. Alright, it's gonna go all the way to Changi. And then it tries to repeat for some reason. Let's try this. After Changi, we want to go to EKR, right? Was that not our route?
Release the crew to work.
Yeah, Changi direct EKR. So let's do this. After Chingy. KR. There we go. I don't know why it was doing that. Got doubled up somehow. Harry Rules 00, thank you for the follow. How are you? How are you doing?
Transition altitude. Altimeters.
Standard 299 or
All right,
2.
landing lights off. Climb checks.
Climb checks.
Okay, climb checks. Landing lights off. Pressurization checked. Autopilot.
Engaged.
Climb checks complete.
Alrighty. Autopilot's engaged. It's been for a long time. I've been lazy. I'm actually going to go ahead and just let speed hold have it from here instead of using the fake ass level change I like to do. Alright. Hickens at or above 16,000 and Zimmer at or above 17,000. We've met both of them. So I'm pretty much done with this plate. Go ahead and bring up Salt Lake's arrival, just so I have that ready to go. And we were on the leaky something. Leaky 5 was our arrival. From EKR. Beaker is the name of that VOR. Now I wonder if I flip VNav on right now, what would it do? Because I don't trust the VNav from ISG. It's a very rough VNav. Go ahead and set this to 360 for cruise altitude. Problem with speed hold is it's always like 10 knots slower than what I've set it to. Oh, a little bit of turbulence there. What's the weather looking like in front of us? Weak detail lock to 90. Nothing really going on. Let's flip this to the radar mode. Just set the tilt down 2 degrees. Got 10,000 feet to go. What's our fuel looking like? Why do I feel like that's too low? Our minimum fuel for takeoff was 17.5, which I'm sure we were above, because the taxi wasn't that long. Our minimum fuel at destination is 9.2. This should get better once we get to cruise, though, so hopefully it will. What's our nav log look like? We were supposed to cross the center with 15.0. We crossed it with 14.5, so we're 500 pounds less than what we should have. Changi at 13.4, which is 1,000 pounds less than what we should have. We're burning more fuel than planned. The winds are right where the forecast was, I believe. It might be slightly stronger. Yeah, they're a little stronger than what forecast had them at. Let's hope that improves for us. Flight level 300. Gonna lower our climb rate to about 1,200 now. Bit of rain in front of us. Does it really just cut off right there? Or is that just where the radar cuts it off? Look at that moon. Got a nice little Cheshire Cat moon going on. It's smiling at us. I feel like she's struggling to climb right now, but that's just what climb 2 is like when it gets up to the high altitude. Hell, we're going to be most of the way to EKR before we level off. Why did they dispatch us so high? Alright, what's our crossing restrictions look like on the arrival? First one is Spain, either at 16 or 19, depending on what runways are in use. I believe 16s were in use. Let's check that. Be back to satellite.
1,000.
One 6, left, right, and 17. Yep. Go ahead and send the top of climb report. Transmitted. Alright, no turbulence expected. So I'm going to go ahead and flip off the seatbelt signs just for a little bit. We'll be turning them back on before too long, I'm sure. Alright, we're at cruise now. Spain at 19,000 since they're expecting the 16s. We'll start our descent right at NTU. It's a little bit after that, but I might let VNAV take it this time too. No crossing restriction at Leahy. Fairfield is at 17,000. Dry at 15. Hit at 11. And Magni at 11,000. nothing. I think Roy is usually at about 9,000, I think, but we'll just leave it as is. And these are all at. So it's at 19, at 17, at 15, so we don't have any wiggle room on this. Alright, what's our fuel looking like? Cross Changi at 13.5. 1,000 pounds less than what we were supposed to have. PKR is looking at 12.3. Supposed to be 13.7. We're burning fuel faster than we should be. Salt Lake should have 11.1. We're looking like 9.9. What is the minimum fuel for landing? 9.2. We're cutting it kind of close, aren't we? That'll probably get a little bit better for us during the descent. That is dangerously close, isn't it? I want to check something on the nav map real quick. What's that frequency? 116.8. Yeah, we're already picking it up. Sorta. Not getting the DME from this far out. Well, somebody's behind us. He's climbing and he's 13,000 feet behind us. I'm going to start my descent at MTU instead of just after it. Which across PKR, we're supposed to have 13.7, actual 12.4. So 1,300 pounds less. And then Racer at 11.8. Supposed to be 13.2. 1,400. 12.6, 11, that. Wow, that's 1,600. Yeah, it's burning more fuel than it should be. I mean, we're still good to make it there. I mean, it's not like we have much choice. If this goes below 9.2, technically we're supposed to divert to our alternate at that point. But the problem is, our alternate is Boise, which is on the other side of Salt Lake. So we'd have to cross over Salt Lake to get to it. I don't know why it's burning more fuel. It shouldn't be. I'm going to go ahead and go on SimBrief and set the aircraft to have an offset because it's doing weird shit. Okay, this is the default 737 800. Fuel factor, give it a +2. Give it a +5, actually. That way, any future flights, we won't have this problem. Who's that coming up behind me? TKY 780. 737 800 on his way to Las Vegas from Eagle County? He's heading the wrong direction. Las Vegas is over there. Bro, where you going? Okay, Salt Lake Tower is online. So that's it. There's no center controller online. He's on 119.05. I'll have that set just in case. You may not be online by the time we get there. Flip logo lights off. I don't know why those are still on. I just like looking around the cockpit. I don't know why. Look at all the pretty lights and the buttons and the dials and the numbers. Alright, we're passing Racer now at 11.8. We were supposed to have 13.2. So that's 1,400 pounds lighter than we should be, so we're burning more. But we've already established that. As long as we're above 9.2 at Salt Lake on there, we're good. But we're going to burn less during the descent anyway. And I'll start the descent early. Not much early, but... Just waiting. Just waiting patiently. This is the boring part of flying. When you're at cruise and the flight level's on autopilot. Miles to MTU, and we'll be starting our descent there instead of at TD. I'll go ahead and set this to setting 2. Will be fine, I think.
Auto brake switch set to 2.
Those are 17 minutes late somehow. I think we're fine. Altimeter is 3013 at Salt Lake. Really off some of the METAR there. Alright, go ahead and seat the passengers. We'll be descending soon. Initiate descent. Send the TOD message. Oh, why I say we're running late? We might be running late. I don't fucking know. We're flying as dispatched. Alright, let's pull the ATIS real quick. Quest controller info. ATIS information Gulf. 007 3013. Visual approaches, landing, departing. 34 left, right, and 35. Okay. Put that information down on the diagram. Runway do we want? 34 right is the closer runway. but 3-4 left will give us a shorter taxi. So, I guess we'll go with 3-4 left. And we've flown ILSs. I've tried to get it to do an auto land, but it's failed every time. I can try one more time. I might just take an RNAV this time, though. Now, you know what? Let's go ahead and load the ILS. ILS slope 3-4 left. We have information control. Which means we need to descend faster if the 3-4s are in use. Because, approach. Expecting 3-4 left. I need to load up the plate. We gotta cross at 16,000. Alright, we're gonna need the spoilers most likely. Alright, main at 16,000. Loop. We actually need to reload this. And turn LNAV off for just a second, because it's going to do that. Now we can turn it back on. Across Spain at 16,000. Give it a little bit of speed brake. Because it needs it. Now the loop is at 12,000. Good thing we're light today. Camp at 11,000. And then manual from there. thing I started my descent before I intended to. Or before the FMC told me to. That's helped me out a bit. Alright, landing lights on. .3013 is the altimeter.
Transition altitude. Altimeters. Check.
3016.
Alright, we're crossing Spain.
Sync rate.
Next waypoint is Bloop at 12000. I'm going to go ahead and load in the ILS 34 left. What transition? Go from computer. Okay. Go from Dunlip. Dunlip we cross at 8,000. Flag at 6,100. And then we got to throw in the last one because it skips it. JUPOX. 4,700. Those out, don't need them anymore. I'll load the ILS 34 left brake. Alright, auto brake set to level 2. Go ahead and bring this back to 250. What is our landing weight looking like? 129.2, we'll say 129,000. 151, 147, and 142. We'll fly approach at flaps 30 and 147. These are the same speeds I had on the arrival into Denver. I really need you to slow down because we're still 10 over and we're getting close to 10,000. Alright, we're picking up the ILS. At least the localizer. IUAT. That's not the right one. 111.9 is set. Localizer 344. It's picking up IUAT instead of IUUH. So just ignore this for now. There's traffic ahead. We'll go ahead and bring this back to 210. Spoiler. It's out. There was traffic ahead. Alright, flip on taxi and logo lights. East to continuous. Then switch over to tower, so I don't have to do that later. He is still online. Right, that's 6,100. Saw somebody's label up there. I wonder if there's someone doing pattern work. Alright, reduce 180. That flaps to 1.
Flaps 1.
No, there's definitely somebody up there. Yeah, right there. Somebody just took off, it looks like. Bonanza. Let's level off 8,000 and capture the glide slope.
1 to go.
LNAV off.
Easy 0-7. Easy 0-7. We are having hard time controlling the plane. We are returned back to the airport. Please
Approach hold. Approach capture.
Easy 03700.
Arm spoilers.
Spoilers. Down.
Approach checks.
Okay, descent checks.
Okay,
Orbos.
descent checks.
Approach checks, please.
Okay, approach checks. Runway turn-off light switch. On. Flaps 2. Flaps 5. Engine start switches. Continuous. Flight attendants. Notified. Approach frequencies and course. Approach checks complete.
Gotta stop doing that. Alright, glide slope captured. We're on the localizer. Where are we at? We're approaching flag. Salt Lake Tower, Delta 1612.
Delta 1612, flight tower.
Salt Lake Tower, Delta 1612 is approaching flag, ILS 34 left.
Delta 1612, flight tower. Hello, welcome. Wind 1338, runway 34 left, clear to land.
34 left, clear to land, Delta 1612.
Delta 1612, traffic is at your 11 o'clock. Altitude indicates 4,700 unknown aircraft type northbound. Traffic is not affected.
We'll keep our eyes out, Delta
Radio
1612.
altimeter.
Flaps 10, gear down.
Flaps 10. Gear going down.
Speed 160. Flaps 15.
Flaps 15. Gear down, locked, 3 green.
Thank you.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
See that traffic he's talking about? Unless it was that Bonanza that was on the ground back there. Alright, it looks to be pretty stable. But I think I'm gonna fly the approach myself. Alright, I have flight control.
Localizer alive.
Thank you.
Runway
Localizer
verified.
captured.
Thanks.
I'm watching
Set
the
missed approach
VASI
heading,
now, not
please.
the electronic.
Glide slope alive.
Thank you.
Glide slope captured.
Okay.
100.
Set missed approach altitude, please.
Minimums 50, 40, 30, 20.
1,000 to go.
Long landing. Long landing.
First.
Reverse.
Reverse thrust engaged. Spoilers up. Auto braking. 100 knots.
Delta 1612 will consolidate.
80 knots.
Taxi to the ramp via Alpha.
Reverse idle.
That was a
60 knots. Manual braking.
Say again for Delta
Auto brake
1612.
off.
Delta 1612, welcome to Salt Lake City. Turn right when able and taxi to the ramp via Alpha Echo. Good day.
Right when able, and taxi to the ramp via
Spoilers
Alpha
down.
Echo, Delta 1612. Alright, we're on Alpha 8. Now, I believe Bravo's got some closures on it, so let's clear right onto Alpha. He told us to take Alpha anyway. Alright, landing strobe lights off. Clean up.
Flaps up.
After landing checks.
Okay, after landing checks. Flaps. Flaps up. External lights. Set. Isolation valve switch. Auto. Auto brakes. Off. Weather radar. Off. After landing checks complete.
Alright, we are parking at gate Alpha 4. Salt Lake Tower, Delta 1612. Our scenery is up to date, so we actually don't need to take Echo. We can take Alpha all the way to the ramp.
Roger, Delta 1612, correction, taxi to the ramp via Alpha. Good night.
The ramp via Alpha, Delta 1612. Thank you.
Not very often you see somebody with new scenery.
I had to make it myself because I don't think there's any out there for the current sim. Alright, we're tossed Alpha 6 here. That was a longer landing because normally I can clear on Alpha 6, but cleared on Alpha 8 this time. Alright. The question is, where is Alpha 4? Is that on the other side or this side of the ramp? It's on the other side. Okay. Alright, I see the ground equipment now. I do see somebody's lights out in the distance, so somebody is flying around out here. Okay, we're looking for Alpha 4 to turn in. Should be the next taxiway. Yep. Get left onto Alpha 4 and then into the ramp. I guess the thing is out. Taxi light off. Oh, we really oversteered that. Jesus, I'm doing a terrible job. Alright. And parking brake set.
Parking brake set.
Brake pressure up.
Engine shut down. Turn all this off. Jetway's moving into position.
External power established.
Parking check.
Okay, parking checks.
Okay, parking checks. Parking brake.
Okay, that's set.
EG01
off.
lined up with runway 16 left.
Set.
Just waiting for landing clearance.
Transponder.
Is off.
Beacon light switch.
That's off.
Fuel pump switches.
Continue.
Yes,
You're like
off.
50 miles out at this point.
Pitot heat.
Off.
Anti-ice.
I'll contact you when
electric pump switches.
That's
I'm
off.
near to the runway.
Air conditioning.
Set. Correct.
EG037, call me in about a 10 mile final 10.
No. It's not right.
EG037, I'll contact you
Trim.
10 miles
5 minutes.
turn the
Checklist complete.
What? They're in position. And open the door.
Thanks a lot.
I gotta reset GSX. Oh, we scored 90 on this flight. Not terrible, actually. Did pretty good. Alright, ground speed, landing 154. It landed a little long, but overall that wasn't bad. We were just at the edge of the touchdown zone. Let's see. 4 minutes early, 118 passengers, 10 out of 10 flight. Early by 19 minutes, smooth flight. And see, it was saying I was 20 minutes late the whole way in. This thing is not accurate at all. Nice landing and smooth flight, so we did pretty good. Alright, I'm just going to be waiting on everyone to get off. Giggity. 9.3. Wow, we were... Minimum landing fuel was 9.2. We're on block with 9.3. Yeah, it definitely burned more fuel than it was supposed to. Alright, this is this aircraft's last flight of the day. So we're going to run it off the APU until everybody is off board. And we're going to do a full cold and dark shutdown. So since we are shutting her down cold and dark, flip off the packs and the restart fans. Close the ISO valve. Get her off. Hydraulic electric pumps can be off. All anti-ice and window heat off. All this is fine. Fuel pumps off. Cross feed opened. Closed. Yaw dampener off. I'm going to flip this back to off. And we can turn the... we'll leave the lights on for now. Alright, we just got to get all the packs off board, and we will be golden. That's like the ground crew's done with the baggage. Power that down.
Goodbye.
How many passengers are left? 84. Alright, while we're waiting on them to get off, let's see who's online for us to raid. Just Ultrasaur? She's the only one? Everybody else ran away? Okay, Vix isn't streaming tonight. I guess we'll be raiding Ultrasaur. Could just not raid, right? But like a handful of it. Somebody's here because someone followed. Alright, let's go ahead and get the raid set up while we're waiting on that. Alright, what's Ultrasaur playing? Dinosaur Fossil Hunter. That sounds fun. How long has she been online? That. Yeah, 132 people watching her. She's been online for 3 hours. Damn, Ultra. Come on, Jesus, people. Get off the frickin' plane. Why does it take you so long?
Thanks a lot.
Took them a long time to get on, too. Oh, good lord, this is taking forever. Literally just waiting on these people to get off the plane. I know there's only one exit, but, like, come on. I'm gonna flip this over to 123.45. Oh, and we can squawk standby now. Get these people off the plane faster. What is taking them so long? You'd think they'd be eager to get off this damn thing. 24 passengers. Let's just browse through the stats real quick. Landing pitch was minus 1.6, bank 0, G 0.8, max G 1.2, light turbulence, fuel burn was 8.5, pounds per hour was 6.6, no fault code. Started at 0406 Zulu, ended 0522, 118 passengers. That says 4 early, 4 minutes early. Conditions 10 out of 10, score 90, but this says we were 19 minutes early. That might be from the en route time, though. Scores that too. I don't know why. Nice flight. Final computed score was 90, which is a good score. Alright, last 10 passengers. Go ahead and turn that off. Alright, all we gotta do now is... Oop, that should be on actually, I don't know what I'm doing. Just wait on them to get off. Then we can flip everything off. Alrighty. And the flight has been logged. We can reset that and turn it off. Alright. Flip APU gen and APU off. Foam light off. Find the battery switch in the dark and flip that off. Alright. Shut the door. Aircraft is secured. Alright, I'll be ending the stream. I don't think we're going to raid anyone because it doesn't look like there's anyone watching. So, if there is anyone watching and I'm wrong and you wanted me to raid somebody, I'm sorry. Please speak up in the future. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see y'all next time.